All right, good morning. Thanks for joining us here at 7 on the Wax. I'm Caitlin Nuclo.
And I'm Roger Susanin. You are watching Eyewitness News here on the Wax. We certainly have a lot to tell you about this morning. But first, let's say good morning to meteorologist Jill Gilardi, who has a check of your first alert forecast. Good morning, Jill.
Good morning. Well, it was nice to hear little droplets of rain last night. Saw a little drippage the first time in a long time. Even one of the cats looking out the window was like, what is that?
I haven't seen this before in a long time.
I know, it's been so long, but any little bit helps. It's damp out there, so as everyone's been giving you that first alert, just be cautious, especially in areas that have any of those leaves that have come down. It can be slick just like ice. Now, we are talking about no more rain for this morning. The clouds will take a little bit of time before moving out, but there are some areas of limited visibility just because it's kind of on the muggier side this morning, a lot of low-level moisture, so be careful of that fog that will maybe obscure your view ahead. Elevated fire weather concerns, despite the fact that we did see a little bit of rain. We needed to see a lot of rain, and certainly did not see any of that, but unless we're taking anything we get. So a little foggy out there, cloudy to start off, 53 degrees in Windsor Locks. We have 50s. The exception would be in Groton, 61 degrees. And for the kiddos heading out the bus stop, yeah, a little damp out there. Be careful where you're walking, but nonetheless, it is going to be warming up substantially this afternoon. We'll be talking about highs in the 70s today, and it gets even warmer for Halloween, which we've issued a first alert weather day for. We'll explain why coming up a little later. Let's get an update, though, on traffic with Caitlin. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jill. Good morning, everyone. So we're just going to take the cameras here full. We had an issue that just popped up here in New Haven. I'm still looking to see if I can get a good vantage point for you here, so that's why you're not seeing it on your screen. But again, first alert in New Haven. There is a crash, 91 southbound, exit 1 to MLK Boulevard West ramp. The right lane there is closed off, so I'll get you another update on that coming up. But again, in New Haven, 91 southbound, exit 1, that right lane there is closed. And then we're taking a live look outside here in Hartford. You can see things are slowing down as traffic is merging from 91 south onto 84, but the visibility now getting really tough out there, scattered across a good chunk of the state there in Waterbury, 84 east and westbound, right by the Mixmaster, in Middletown along Route 9. You can see right along the Connecticut River, visibility down there, as well as it is in Meriden, 691 east and westbound. So really just make sure that you're heading out the door. Those roads are damp. And now we're dealing with some fog as well. So you're going to want to give yourself an extra couple of minutes to get where you're going safely and slowly this morning. That's a quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Thanks, Kate. We are tracking a big developing story right now. Just within the last hour, police lifted a campus lockdown at the University of Bridgeport after a man was shot inside the school's dining hall.
Right now, police still searching for that suspect who started shooting there at the University of Bridgeport. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Olivia Schuler live from the campus with the latest information from the university. So what are officials saying?
Caitlin and Roger, city officials with the city of Bridgeport tell us that the lockdown here at the University of Bridgeport has been lifted at this time. Take a look at this. You can see that there was a police cruiser that's still here in front of where this shooting took place. We know that a person went into that dining hall and began shooting, and at this point, the suspect is not in custody. And we do know that the police are telling us this. The man police are searching for is not a student here. One identified person was shot and taken to the hospital. He's expected to be okay and is cooperating with police to track down the suspect. Bridgeport police say both the suspect and the victim are young adult males who do not attend the university. Important to note, the university is an open campus. Anyone is allowed to use campus facilities, which is why these two men were inside the dining hall. A quiet campus right now, but chaos erupted hours ago. Police say it's 6:45, a call came in for shots fired inside one of the campus dining halls. A Bridgeport police officer assigned to the campus responded immediately. One woman our team spoke to says she's lived in this neighborhood for more than a decade. She's shocked to hear something like this happen so close to home.
This neighborhood is really quiet because we were in a nice park there. In the neighborhood, we have a lot of security and everything.
Here's what we're working to get answered for you. We do know police are going to maintain a presence throughout the night and morning. This is to reassure that the campus and community is safe. We're also working to find out if the university has sent out any messaging to students and families securing areas on campus moving forward. Once again, the lockdown here at the University of Bridgeport has been lifted, and at this time, police are still searching for the suspect. Any changes, we'll make sure we update you here. We're live in Bridgeport. Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Olivia, thank you. Right now, we are monitoring a bunch of brush fires across our state, and today marks day 10 since the largest of those fires, the Hawthorne fire in Berlin, began.
Yeah, Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Aaliyah Red has the latest this morning from the state's command center in Newington.
There's about 70 active brush fires happening in this state, but again, the largest is happening in Berlin. And right now I am in Newington, and this is where crews are stationed. And as you can see behind me, the parking lot has grown so much. There's a lot of agencies here. There's New York, Vermont, Maine, just to name a few, and local agencies as well. And they're going to be briefed in just about 30 minutes about today's operations. After over a week of fighting the wildfire, it's still 120 to 130 acres large. At this time, officials say it's 30% contained, meaning the area has cooled and will not likely reignite. Yesterday, no helicopter water drops took place. State forestry officials say this is because Mother Nature worked in their favor, making it easy for crews to man the fire from the ground. And now they're hoping for rain.
It's kind of interesting. You look at the last time we had a lot of rain, it was the flooding event down in Fairfield County where we had a big time disaster, and now just 2 months later we're looking at another federal disaster.
September and October were the driest periods in Connecticut history. Overnight we did experience some light showers. Unfortunately, it won't help much. We need soaking rain, more than an inch, for there to be a significant change to the wildfire. And as we all know, tomorrow is Halloween, and a lot of people are looking forward to celebrating, and a lot of those celebrations usually do include bonfires, but officials this year are asking you to refrain. In Newington, Aaliyah Red, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Right now, we're also learning some new details about the fight to put out a stubborn fire in East Lyme that's been burning for about 2 days now off Oswegatchie Hills Road.
Now, investigators tell us that 5 firefighters suffered injuries while they were battling those flames. The good news is they're all expected to be all right, but crews did rush one of those firefighters to a local hospital.
Crews from several nearby departments responded to help. Some from as far away as Maine provided help putting out those flames. A warning this morning from the Public Works Department about dry leaves. There are a lot of them this time of year.
That's for sure.
And they say they can actually be a fire hazard because we haven't seen a lot of rain.
Now you can see here's one cleaning up some of these leaves by vacuuming up piles off of Laurel Street in South Windsor. Now, of course, they can shake up a ton of dust that settles all over the place. Doesn't just make a big mess, though. It can also be unhealthy for crews doing their jobs. But they can also, again, catch on fire, and unfortunately those flames can spread pretty easily with all the dry weather we've been experiencing.
So crews say to watch where you park because your car's exhaust system or catalytic converter can actually be hot enough to ignite them. Also spray some water on the piles to minimize dust and prevent them from blowing away.
This morning, friends and family members of an assistant fire chief in Newtown are grieving after he was run over and killed while trying to cross a local road.
Firefighters lined the street yesterday as a show of respect as the body of Peter Blomberg was brought back from the state medical examiner's office.
Blomberg, who was the assistant chief of the Botsford Fire Department in Newtown, was on his way trying to cross a local road to go to the fire commissioners meeting when he was hit on Churchill Road. He served his community of Newtown for 50 years.
He was a great guy. I mean, he was a native of Newtown, lived here his entire life, always helping in the community. Just a nice person to have around.
Police say the driver who hit Blomberg did stay at the scene, but we don't know yet if charges will be filed. All right, some good news here for your morning commute if you travel through Waterbury. The massive rehab project there on Route 8 and the I-84 Mixmaster will be finished tomorrow. The project restored structural integrity of the interchange so that it can safely handle traffic, they hope, for the next 25 years. Workers also added an auxiliary lane between the Exit 22 on-ramp and the Exit 21 off-ramp on 84 westbound. Well, UConn basketball season right around the corner, and on Friday we are highlighting both the men's and women's journeys to tip-off. So we're going to hear from the coaches, get some insight on all the big players this year. Join us Friday at 7 o'clock right here on Channel 3 and on the WEX as well.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is 7:10. Yes, we got a little bit of rain last night, and now this morning the rain has moved offshore, and we are just waiting for the clouds to move on out. And we have, in some places, that cloud on the ground in the form of fog, where it is limiting visibility. So giving you a first alert. Careful traveling out there. Maybe challenging to see, like, for example, in Waterbury, the fog pretty thick there. It's 52 degrees. Winds are light. One of our weather watchers, Carrie in Southbury, also reporting 52 degrees. And it's kind of crazy when the normal high for this time of year is 58. And we're seeing some of those numbers even above that this morning. So a warm one out there. Elevated fire weather concerns once again today, despite the fact we had a little bit of rain. So again, increasing amounts of sunshine today. Very warm temperatures. We'll show you how hot we'll get this week. Yes, hot. That's coming up a little bit later. For now, we'll toss it back to you, Kate.
All right, thanks. Up next.